Hello everyone, welcome to Career Chronicles. Today we have Prakar who's working in Amazon as a business analyst with more than 4 years of experience. So I'm highly excited to know about his journey, some tips and strategies in order to get into Amazon. Before that, how are you doing?
Yeah, hi Aishwarya. Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm doing great. And yeah, thank you for introducing me to our viewers. And yeah, let me know if I can start with my journey in Amazon.
Yeah, cool. So
Yeah,
before that, I'd like to separate this session into four parts. That is, before applying for Amazon, the phase one, and the preparation phase, maybe the phase two, the phase three during the interview, and phase four, like how the recent technology, data science is related to your designation. So yeah, you can the first part, like you can just tell me
yeah.
about yourself and then start. Yeah.
So I graduated from civil engineering branch in from one of the tier three colleges in Delhi. So basically, I'm a civil engineering graduate. So at that time, placement in civil engineering sector was very like not quite good. So I had decided to try on some other field that time. So Amazon came for placement in a pool campus. So there was a role which was known as quality specialist. So that came for hiring in a pool campus. So it was basically an operational, you can call it a non-tech role.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so they came and almost 1100 folks sat for that drive, and they hired 47 folks that time.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so since it was a big brand name and already like the placement of civil engineering was not too good, so I decided to head on to Amazon to start my journey. So I got placed in that as a quality specialist, and then I joined the Hyderabad office. So there is a new office in Hyderabad, Hyde 13, which we call it internally. And I joined it, and I started working in that role. It was basically something related to routing and driver experience of Amazon, the delivery drivers. So yeah, so I started working. I was performing good, but with time it started became monotonous. As you know, like in non-tech field, non-tech roles, basically quality and this productivity are tracked mostly. So that became quite monotonous. So I started exploring different field within Amazon only. So I came to know about there are a lot of openings in data field. At that time, I wasn't much aware of what is exactly work in the data field. But yeah, I came through job portal, found like there are a lot of vacancies like data analyst, business analyst, and business intelligence engineer, product analyst. And on exploring this 5, 6 role, I found that there are a lot of common things in these roles.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of common tools and technologies which are used in all the roles. So the first thing which I explored is SQL. Yeah. So I saw like in literally every opening within Amazon, SQL was being asked. So the first step which I took is buy a good Udemy course and then like started learning SQL then and there. So like I finished one SQL course and I like got to know a lot about SQL then and there. Thereafter, I first of all applying in different team is not that easy. Like just study and apply. Yeah. So first you study something and then you apply. Try to apply in your own team itself. Even the work is not there, you try to find the use cases and anything that would relate with SQL or the tools which you are learning. So I tried to find work for with SQL within my same team, and yeah, I found some relevant data work within my team itself. Then after working for those like 5, 6 months more, I finally decided like, okay, I'll have to move to full phase data teams. So after that, I joined as a data analyst in one of the Amazon fulfillment center. If viewers are not aware what is a fulfillment center, like it is basically a Amazon warehouse where all your inventory and items are kept. So from that time I started dealing with a huge amount of data. because since it was fulfillment center, and the good thing was I was sitting in within fulfillment center itself. So it was a quite a good experience for me, like sitting within the inventory and working on data. So this was the journey, and after that, like I started working full phase on SQL, ETL, and advanced Excel reports. And even then, like I worked there for 1 year, and again, like okay, I learned all the work. I became good in query, and I decided again, like yeah, I have to move on again, because since it is also starting to get a little not monotonous, but yeah, I was quite becoming quite comfortable with the work I was doing. So as usual, I decided to move out of comfort zone again, and then I applied to this central analytics team, that is the all India supply chain team for Amazon Fresh India. So viewers, if who are not aware of what is Amazon Fresh, so you guys might have seen on Amazon app there is a separate section for vegetables, fruits, and all the groceries item. So I applied in that team for business analyst role thereafter. So since I already had like quite good experience of 2.5 years in different domains, and as I worked in fulfillment center itself, I got selected in a BA team in central analytics team. And the real work, we got quite a good work in this team. So right now I'm working on SQL, Python, ETL, data pipelines, and Excel reports and dashboards. So these are the main thing which we deal with. So yeah, I have spoken too long. If you have anything to say.
No, no, that was good.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like since your switch
Hmm.
was the part of
Hmm.
internal, how did you
Yeah.
customize? Like customizing resume, is it
Hmm.
important?
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. So customizing resume is quite important. First of all, like if you don't work in a the relevant role, like the role which you are aiming, and if your current role is not relevant enough, you'll have to like customize your CV in such a way that the next team which you apply like relates to it, like they see okay, yeah, this person can be considered. So how can you customize? There is a simple way, just like you can complete like Udemy courses, and you can do projects from Kaggle. There are a lot of online resources which we can use, and the best thing which we can do is the use the like tools and technologies which we are aiming for in the current team itself. So yeah, I mean the people should try to find the projects in the same team itself, even if there is not much enough relevant work in that current team. So if they find the relevant work in the current team itself, then that will quite help them in applying to a different team. Yeah, I hope I'm clear.
Yeah, cool. Since
Yeah.
you applied through on-campus,
Mm.
did you make
Yeah.
any
Mm.
before applying for Amazon? A person who's
Sorry,
that kind of
your voice
connection.
got, your voice got broke. Repeat again.
Yeah. Can you hear me now? Am I clear?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Like since you had Amazon opportunity to your campus on campus part,
Yeah.
like do any connection, networking with a person who's working in Amazon.
Mm. Yeah.
If yes, what did it help you during the interview?
Mm. Yeah. So you are asking like how can people apply off campus, right? If I'm sure, if I'm
Uh,
clear.
if it's on campus or off campus part, does networking
Mm.
option is important?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Sorry, voice is little breaking, but I got your question. So yeah, so networking is really important to get a job in Amazon, because once you have a lot of connections from on LinkedIn or various other sites, you can like easily send out resumes and get the referral for appropriate job ID, or you can even have a discussion with people like what sort of work happens in that particular role, because sometimes job roles names can be deceptive. So yeah, people wouldn't be much clear on what job role they are applying for. what type of work they will be working. They connect with various Amazon, yeah, different company folks. They will get to know the type of work which people are actually doing, so which will help them a lot in interview strategy, or because since there are already a lot of visualization tool in the market and lot of different to like languages, and so networking would help them understand what is most important for the current job. So for example, in Amazon, like SQL is, although SQL is old school, but it is still the most important thing in Amazon. So people just start learning Power BI and Tableau and all. These are also important, but the first thing to get into Amazon data teams is master in SQL. And if I say the word master, that means like not 50% preparation with SQL. The most important thing to become a data specialist in Amazon. Yeah.
Got your point.
Yeah.
So moving on to the second phase, maybe the preparation phase. So how was your
Okay.
preparation business analyst role?
Hmm. Yeah, so I'll just directly start with the data role preparation techniques. So data analyst and business analyst. So first of all, like folks should like try to get some a good Udemy course, or good educators like Ankit Bansal or Muhammad Tawfiq. They have their own YouTube channel, and like people don't need to spend a lot of money on learning this, but even a little amount of 1500 2000 could give them a very excellent SQL course, in which are being taught by, as I told, Ankit Bansal. He's in Amazon itself, and Muhammad Tawfiq and Muhammad Tanveer Khan. These are like quite well-known SQL folks. So they can study from them. Even there are a lot of content for self-study. So yeah, first I would recommend people to like take a good course, at least like learn for 50-60 hours, take the full course, and then after completing the course, just try to have a grip on assignments, and try to have a grip on this Geek for Geeks and Lead Code, and at least get some 3 stars, 4 stars rating there, and try to practice some tough problems. This is the like simple old school way to get into, like, the more practice you do, the more fluent you get. There is no special thing that they need to do. It just they have to be consistent and write queries every day, and practice it for 2 3 months. Even 3 months is enough for getting good grip in SQL. So yeah, just practice continuously and be regular with the query writing and all. And as soon as the SQL part gets over, they can uh, go with Power BI or Tableau things, or Python things. Even for DABA role, the Python for development part is not much required, but the Python for data science, that is NumPy, Pandas, Seaborn, these all libraries are very, very important, because they are primarily like used in data cleaning. So like NumPy and Pandas is the very important thing for BA or BA folks. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Even the
Yeah.
second, the third question was answered by you. Like I was about to
Yeah.
ask you
Yeah.
languages or frameworks.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
during the interview, or maybe we go on to the phase three, what are the non-technical skills that are very important you feel?
Yeah. So going with the non-technical skills, first of all, like people think generally like there is a language barrier for giving interviews, like they can't give in their native language or something, but it is not so. There should be good speaking skill, and like people should be confident in what they're speaking, and like people should believe in what they're speaking. So just people have to be confident, and like they have to like tell whatever they know, and even whatever they don't know, they no need to lie or something, but just tell, okay, I am not aware of this, and I'll be studying it further. So there is a like simple interview trick is like have a good like confidence and just like don't lie in interviews, and whatever you know, like tell it frankly. And yeah, that is the simple trick. Like confidence is the key. Yeah, just don't lower your voice during interviews or get nervous or like get in the shaky voice. So that will not leave a good impact, because most of the interviews these days are getting remote. So the impersona which you reflect on the video itself is the people which they'll judge it. Yeah.
Yeah. Since it
Yeah.
was on a switch for you, how was your interview experience? Like you had all
Yeah.
the round,
Hmm.
you skip of rounds.
Yeah, so generally, interviews were scheduled around 4 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
So in this 4 rounds, like 2 rounds were for tech interviews,
Mm-hmm.
and the third round was for operational operations. And by operations, I mean like the what if questions, like they will give you scenarios related to like supply chain or whatever you worked earlier, and they'll give you some scenarios like if like things are going this way, what would be your strategy, and if companies things are going this way, what would be your strategies. These sort of question people can expect, and there are like 14 Amazon principles which are available on Amazon website itself. So they'll have to like give examples relating to the principles, what they have done in their previous team or previous company. For example, certain principle like dive deep or and learn and be curious and be frugal. Like they can expect question like how did you how were you frugal in your previous team? So by frugal, I mean how did your work saved money for the company or something like these questions. How did you, when did you take risk in the last team and it went successful? This sort of question people can expect in third round. And then the fourth round, it is like a HR behavioral round. So it is a general HR questions about your background, and it's like it's quite easy actually. So 3 rounds are important. First two tech, and in the tech round, yeah, I missed it. So in the tech round, they'll like you make you write 6 SQL queries and some important Python pandas functions, and you can expect them to give the data set, and there will be some questions which you will be expected to solve within a limited time frame. And these all things you can expect. Mostly it will be SQL part if they are applying for data analyst or business analyst role. And if they are applying for data science role, although I'm still not a data scientist, but yeah, they can expect few ML algorithm questions and few questions on decision trees and random forest and like backing, boosting. So even like these questions they can expect. Yeah.
We'll be moving on to the last phase, the data science part. So my question would be like, how data science would be related to your
Mhm.
business analyst role?
Yeah. So, as I told earlier, so I'm a business analyst in my team, but there are several decision scientists and data scientists and within my team itself. So obviously, like people are making algorithms, people are doing like prediction of orders, and so is a lot of scope actually within supply chain for data science. There are like many stuffs happening in warehouses which is using which needs ML algorithms to get the good what you can say good outcome for the metrics in the FCs. So even I am the aspiring like data scientist in Amazon, and like it there is a lot of scope actually. In a shorter version I should say, there is a lot of scope. Even in my team there are like 4 or 5 scientists and 4 or 5 data engineers. So Yeah, even everything in supply chain, every concept of data science will definitely help in making supply chain decisions within the companies. Yeah.
Cool. Maybe my last question. The roadmap that you would give a fresher who's
Mhm.
interested
Mhm.
to Amazon as a business analyst.
Mhm. Yeah. So roadmap would be like very simple, just like don't go for like very first like start with SQL first, SQL and Excel, and until you get mastery in that, like there is no need to get onto Tableau or Power BI until you think yeah you are 8 or 9 out of 10 SQL. So like yeah, first start with a 60, 70 hours Udemy course and go through practice sessions, which is provided to you via some educator, or you can get it some online itself, and practice queries for at least continuously for 2 to 3 months. Get comfortable with like CT, temp tables, and sub queries, because in real life, the real case scenarios, very fewer like very most of the queries would require subqueries and creating temp tables, and also learn about the optimization techniques, because it's not just about creating queries, but to create a query that takes that uses less of a load at the back end, and which is quite optimized. And once you are done with the SQL part, just give your 3 months at only on SQL, and once you are done with the SQL part, you can practice some important functions of Excel, like sum ifs, count ifs, and pivot tables, and macros, and Power Queries. And after that, when you are done with that, you can go with either Power BI or Tableau. Once you started either one of them, too deep. Just don't make practice simple pie charts and all, but get a good use cases from online Kaggle data sets, and make pretty advanced visualizations, and create a lot of calculated fields, and practice a lot of calculated fields within Tableau. Once you're done with this all three, you can start with Python part, and in Python you can study Python for like data structures in Python. So by data structures I mean the list, the set, the tuples, the dictionaries, the functions, the loops, these part, and the libraries they need primarily for data science techniques, or for visualization techniques at least, they can go with NumPy and Pandas. So it is very, very important, Pandas part, because a lot of work I currently do involves coding in Pandas. So yeah, once a person is very good in all of these, I think he or she is like ready to become data or business analyst in Amazon. Yeah.
Cool. Thank you so much. Like you answered each and every question. And so yeah, guys.
To get more videos like this, kindly comment, like, and subscribe, and click on the bell icon to get the notification. And on the other part, Career Chronicles is highly happy to provide the resume service. You can find the link in the description.